Good morning. You're tuned in to student-run, student-led college radio KTUH FM Honolulu. I'm DJ Ledworks. This is Rumor Control. These are the facts. Today's my love letter to one Jason Miller. He's going to be joining me in the studio later today around 7:30. Yes. And you may know him from things such as 808 Shows, Hawaiian Express Records, Sailor Jerry Fest, and Birthday Bash. And full transparency, I stand to not benefit by mentioning all those shows, labels, and the events calendar, 808 Shows. But here at KTUH, we have our own community events calendar, ktuh.org/events. And yes, lots of things happening this month, on campus, off campus. I think the on-campus stuff is going to be limited since it's finals already. Good luck to everyone. Yes, and of course, little reminder, the one Jason Miller will be joining me in the studio around 7:30, and he'll be here for a little bit. Hawaiian Express turned 30 this year. Woohoo! Yes. And of course, you may know him from the Sailor Jerry Fest and Birthday Bash coming up. And of course, 808 Shows. Yes. You're tuned in to student-run, student-led college radio KTUH FM Honolulu. I'm DJ Ledworks. This is Rumor Control. These are the facts. My guest today, you might know him from 808 Shows, Hawaiian Express Records, and of course, he does the Sailor Jerry Fest and upcoming Birthday Bash. Welcome to the show, Jason Miller.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Hey, I hope you're doing safe out there on your way here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of traffic, but I'll get there.
Yes. Thank you for coming by the show. I appreciate you. Usually my love letters is first half is me just saying how much I love your work and appreciate all that you've done, especially for my musical youth. Once high school hit, I didn't really go to shows, so what really kept me connected with the scene was all your compilations that you released. So I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are some fun projects. I'm actually dusting off the Hawaiian Punk series, working on a new one. So hopefully there's some other people out there in similar situations that can benefit from getting a taste of, the great scene that we have out here.
Yeah, so that's going to be number 5. I know you made a recent post about that.
Yeah, number 5 in the series as we approach the 31st anniversary of the label.
Yeah, and it turned 30 this year. So congratulations on that. It's been a while.
Yeah, thank you.
And you, of course, you did celebrate by re-releasing 3 records, giving it the wax treatment. The Unit 101 album, Grapefruits, Dorkabilly Stew, and of course Numbskull's Songs of Yesterday. I think 3 important albums. And I had the good fortune of seeing those bands a few times. And of course, there was a 4th one. Can I ask you about that 4th record that's still pending?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we did that, as a way of celebrating or marking the 30th anniversary this past March. And the intention was to do 4, kind of heavy hitters from back in the day. Those are all strong bands, strong albums, and, they still stand up today. But the catalogs were going to be the 4th in the series. And as it started coming together, we had an offer to kind of remaster it, add some tracks, all this kind of stuff. But the person that was kind enough to make that offer just kept moving the goalpost as far as when they thought they'd be done. And, we'd already kind of pre-sold some of the albums, told people about it, and people had handed over their hard-earned cash, and it just kept getting delayed. So that didn't sit right with me. So we just decided we would return everyone's money either in cash and credit and then see if that audio ever turns up. And as of yet, we're still waiting. So it's one of those things where I don't hold my breath that it's going to happen. But it was a never say never kind of a situation as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was another good like pick as far as albums or bands to get the wax treatment, and because I know catalogs, they only released that Viva Los Muertos album, right? And I think a 7-inch.
Yeah, it was a 7-inch on Mutant Pop Records, and then the Viva Los Muertos album that's still available. You can stream it or you can get it on CD.
Yeah. Oh, I love that album. I didn't know for like the longest time I Should Have Graduated was like a parody of a Ramones song. And I listened to the catalogs first before I've ever heard of the Ramones, so it was kind of it was weird for me to like start listening to them. It's like, oh, okay, they were here first. It was like, I kind of think of it akin like I started on Grease 2 before I watched Grease, so it was like Michelle Pfeiffer, what, like Grease 2 is superior to the first Grease. So I was like, catalogs are way better than
sometimes.
No. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes. Oh, and I got like a lineup of questions that I'm just gonna drop on you. Feel free to say.
Fire away.
Feel free to say no comment, no thanks. No. Okay, this one's kind of a 3-parter. In the foreseeable future, do you think Mr. Orange Undercover is ever gonna reunite and play a show?
Well, that's another never say never one, sure, because we have talked about it. Yeah, I'd say for the last 3 years, we've kind of dusted off the topic and possibly having them attend one of the Sailor Jerry festivals. But as of now, we still haven't, nailed down an exact date.
Okay, well, I was going to say, can they play Sailor Jerry Fest 2026?
That's probably unlikely because I've already got 4 mainland bands flying in for that one.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, but we have talked about it, so, maybe 2027.
Oh, okay. And I got another question about one of their songs. Okay, and I just kind of noticed this the other day. Okay, so you listen to Face to Face, right?
Yes.
Do you know the song Pastel?
Not by title track.
Not about it. Okay. Just because so there's that generic song, Crazy, right?
Yes.
And when I had Dave Fry on the show, like he gave me his like top 5 albums, and so I kind of just got into Face to Face. Like I didn't really listen to those guys, but turns out on that song Crazy, he took a verse from that song Pastel and put it on that song. And I was like, well, did you do that? Like, was that intentional? I didn't know, like, I would have not known until he told me like his top 5 albums, which was Face to Face. So I asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, I did take a verse from that song, and he threw it on there, right? And so I was listening to that song the other day, and so after the song, I was thinking, wait, this needs to be followed up by a Mr. Orange Undercover song, Blue Skies, just because I wanted to ask you, do you know if those guys wrote Wasting My Time? Like, if that was like they accidentally wrote a Face to Face song, because that song Pastel, it ends exactly the way that Mr. Orange Undercover song ends. Like, I gotta play for you.
Well, I'm very rarely involved in the creative process. I mostly just step in when they've got their music ready for release and then try and help get the word out. So I wouldn't be the one to answer that exactly, but
I'll play it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure it does happen, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh man, okay. I was like, no way, that can't be. And it's the same song. Like, how much of an influence of that one particular song to I don't know, just a few local bands.
Yeah,
possibly.
maybe even through osmosis.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, we'll get back in a bit. I gotta play some PSAs. So more with Jason Miller in a little bit. Keep it locked. KTUH FM Honolulu. All right. You are tuned in to student-run, student-led college radio KTUH FM Honolulu. I'm DJ Ledworks. This is Rumor Control. These are the facts. Today is my love letter to one Jason Miller, who's in the studio right now.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Like I said earlier, yes. Your compilations were my connection to the local scene here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because once high school hit, it was in this order. It was school, sports, and music
Uh-huh.
for the next 4 years. But 97, 98, I think that was a big year for like music for me. That's when I started going to shows. I don't know if you went to the Bush concert in, it was November of 97.
Yeah, I might have, because I worked for some of the promoters that were bringing those kind of acts down. So,
Yeah.
But it's all a little bit of a blur.
Spiny Norman opened up, and it was at Blaisdell.
Okay.
And so when 98 hit, it was Warped Tour in February. And then in March, spring break, it was it was billed as the third annual Scalabration, which happened at Andrews Amphitheater. And then April, Green Day came in and Grapefruit opened up.
Okay.
Again at Andrews Amphitheater. And then when May hit, it was billed as Nomad Fest.
Okay, right.
Near Aloha Stadium. That's
Mm-hmm.
when No Doubt and Madness came down.
Mm-hmm.
Vandals came back down to play, and it was Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Okay, yeah.
And then July of that year, it was Numbskull CD release party
Nice.
for Songs of Yesterday.
Right, yeah, which was a good one.
Yeah, and then high school hit, and then no shows for me
Oh, boy.
for the next 4 years. But I want to thank the English department at Moana Loa High School for putting this thing on called Java Jam,
Okay.
which was you could get extra credit for writing poetry and then reading it, and everybody
wow.
snaps. But they let bands play.
I see.
So a lot of high school and local bands. There was a band called Fire Blanket. One David Childers, I think he was in a couple other local bands. And then there was that girl Erica who played in the Products.
Yeah.
She had a band in high school with some of her friends, and they'd play Java
Yeah,
Jam.
her mom had a club.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what she said. She was in my basic electronics class.
Oh, well.
And she would bring Crawling Chaos CDs, Fever Boner,
Uh-huh.
and catalogs. I was like, I know those bands. You're cool. But yes, Hawaiian Express Comp 1 and Comp 2 on the cassettes.
Yeah.
It was my introduction to all the local bands that I
Very
still
cool.
continue to listen to this day.
Yeah. Well, and you're doing a great job with these Monday morning shows, helping people,
Appreciate you.
helping other people hear it. So
Yeah, and some of the guys have reached out and called. Like RK called, like, "Hey, you're playing Unit 101." I was like, "Yes, please be a guest on my show."
Yeah.
And then Doug,
Oh, right.
Doug up, he reached out and he was like, "Sorry, I'm just inviting myself onto your show." I'm like, "Yes, that's fine." And then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, you sang in the Sticklers?"
Mhm.
Yes.
And they did like theatrical performance to
Yes.
it as well.
So I appreciate all of them reaching out and listening.
Yeah, of
'Cause,
course.
of course, this is always my love letter to the 808 and
Well, that's the thing. I mean, everyone's got to support each other, right? So
yeah.
help it keep going cyclically.
Sailor Jerry birthday bash.
Yes.
In January. I love the lineup, and it feels like just a pre-Sailor Jerry Fest party 5 months before the actual one coming.
Yeah, and partially, obviously he was born in January, he passed in June, so those are kind of the 2 months we're focused on. But a lot of it was born out of the heavy response we've gotten. So many people seem to really enjoy it, and we, as I mentioned earlier, there's 4 mainland bands flying out for the next one in June. But what I was starting to find is that there was so much interest, people that wanted to be part of it, that I would be backing up years in advance with the bookings. So the idea was to resurrect something we had done. I think it was 2016 was the first one, which was the original birthday bash. And so, basically brought it back to life in order to move through the lineup a little faster and provide, an opportunity for someone to go out and have a good time twice a year versus, having it just annually. And it seems to be doing well. Now the January one, there's a little more risk of weather issues and whatnot, so we don't go all out for that one. It's a little bit more of a smaller size to it, but it seems to be doing well, and people can come on down and check it out if they like. It's still super cheap. It's one of the cheapest entertainment options there is these days. So
nice, and it's kind of like set up like Sailor Jerry Fest, right? It's venue to venue.
Yeah, it's a little more like a bar crawl than maybe a traditional festival. And also. Kind of call it the choose your own adventure. There's multiple things happening at once, so you're never going to be able to do it all. But we also try to overlap the times a little bit to make it easier for you to at least catch a little bit of everything if you want, that kind of thing.
Nice. Can we get any hints as who are the 4 bands?
Well, it's nothing. It's nothing. Super big names, but it's a lot of, I think, high quality bands flying in from out of town. So it's something.
Can you drop record labels affiliations?
There's one for New Age Records. There's one, I think it's Bad Girlfriend Records. Like I said, they're kind of small to mid-sized bands currently, but they're also the type of band that could turn into something big down the road.
Bad Girlfriend or Rad Girlfriend?
Rad Girlfriend, yes.
Rad Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that label.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a good time for sure. But that's also the thing too, is that if you don't bring some of these newer bands out, then you're not going to be exposed. Like you're doing all this stuff based off some compilation cassette tapes. It was so long ago. So if someone's here, you might as well come check it out, because they may not come back, or they may explode and be, the kind of thing you can say, well, I was there at their first show, so.
Well, Avenues was a nice, to see them here. I didn't think they'd ever, because they were signed to Wiretap Records, and also a record club subscriber a couple years.
Yeah.
And to see one of the bands of that roster, it's like, oh, okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, and Avenues is a perfect example. They're a super good band that if it weren't for, them trying to come out here, they may never have made it, because they don't quite hit the threshold to do, call it like a one-off weekend if a band just comes out to play a Friday or Saturday show.
Yeah.
They need to have a certain amount of draw in order to pull that off. Otherwise, somebody's losing money. But with the festival, there's so many people chipping in a little bit that it makes it easier to bring some of these smaller bands, and they're great bands, so you should definitely give them a chance.
Yeah. And that 2023 Sailor Jerry Fest was super fun, and I was so happy to see Generic come out for that one.
Yeah, that was a packed show too, and an early all ages show, which was great.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're even older than I am, which is hard to do.
And what was it? And that's when shows started happening, because Sailor Jerry wasn't doing its thing 2020 to 2022, right?
Well, we did an online-only version because of COVID, yeah. So I think that was the first year back in person, and it was a very good response.
Yeah.
And great lineup. We always try to put in, stuff that we think people are going to really like and also entertain. So that was a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Hey, we're going to play a couple PSAs and get back to more with Jason Miller in a moment.
KTUH Campus Events Calendars.
For the University of Hawaii at Manoa campus news, go to www.kaleo.org.
Stay tuned in the next hour for the concert events calendars.
All right, you are tuned in to student-run, student-led college radio, KTUH FM Honolulu. I'm DJ Ledworks. This is Rumor Control. These are the facts. Today's my love letter to one Jason Miller, who's in the studio. Thank you for being here, Jason Miller.
Oh, shucks. But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in and supporting local. That's always a bonus.
Yes. What's it? Hawaiian Express Records Comp number 5. Looking for bands.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the latest project, because I don't like to be idle. I'd like to have something to work on in my spare time.
Any possible or in the works new releases aside from that comp, from any bands?
Well, so not so much like a one band album, mostly because it's a little easier than ever before for people to kind of handle that themselves, which
Sure.
I'm more than happy to let them do, because this all got started really way back when, because bands were looking for help. And now they're a lot more self-sufficient, which is great because it's less for me to do. That being said, there was another album that I was working on for a while, and then I moved for a bit, so it kind of got lost in all of that. But it's another compilation album that's more dedicated to like 80s era metal bands in Hawaii.
Wow.
So I'm doing my best to kind of resurrect that.
Yeah.
Mostly because the anniversary is coming up. It's always March that I started all this. Made everything's official. So if possible, it'll be kind of a 2-album way to mark that milestone in March. So 80s era metal and also the latest Hawaiian punk.
80s era metal, local.
Yeah.
Can you name a couple bands that you'll throw in that category?
Well, one maybe the most known is called Sacred Rite, R-I-T-E.
Nice.
So I spoke with them, got permission to include a couple of tracks, and then we're going to have bands like Aaron's Rod, which is also pretty well known. If you're into that kind of 80s era metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hawaii bands. Now there's some others. There was a band called Hawaii. I haven't made contact with anyone there, so that might not happen because obviously you need to have permission and work out some behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, so there's just kind of an open invite right now. Optimum Fury is another one that comes to mind that's going to be part of it.
That's cool.
Yeah. But it's sort of in the same thing. Like I really consider myself a bit of an archivist. I really want to go out there and, like you're unfamiliar with it, right? So it's a perfect reason to do it, because a lot of people might not know about it. I wasn't even here in the 80s. I moved here in 1992. So, it's the kind of thing that even I missed out on, So just going to try and put something together and preserve it.
Okay. Because Hawaiian Express started in 95.
Yes.
And I know the Power Pellets album, Into the Bright Sunlight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cataloged as 001, right?
Right.
But technically it wasn't the first.
Yeah, it's not the first thing I did because what I started with was cassette tape releases, like the 2 compilations that you mentioned before, which are still available online and on a CD now. But I had done a tour for Grapefruit where I booked all the shows and then I went along with them, helped drive, helped sell the merch, all this kind of stuff. And it dawned on me that we're going to go to these places that, few, if any, Hawaii bands had ever been to, might want to leave something behind. So it kind of came up with this mail order catalog concept, and then wanted to have some releases. So it was basically some Grapefruit, some Grapefruit live albums that they had done that I had recordings of, and they were fine with me making available. And so those were the first few releases, was some cassette tape things that went along with the tour. And then Power Pellets was the first CD, and they designed the artwork. So a little lost in translation kind of situation there. But
Power Pellets reunion, Sailor Jerry 2026.
I would love to see it, but I don't even think I know how to reach those guys anymore. They've gotten married and had kids and started businesses. And
are they still on the island?
I don't even know. Some of them probably yes, some of them maybe no. But that's the unfortunate thing of been doing this since the 90s. Is I'm not even sure how to reach everyone that's been part of the process.
Oh, okay. I know some of those. I have copies of those live Grapefruit shows. I know that's at the or it said After Dark.
After Dark,
was that Nimitz Hall
and World Cafe? It had multiple names, but there was the same space off Nimitz.
And I think they had a KTUH.
There's a KTUH one. There's also one from them at Gilman Street in Berkeley, and then we did one later. Never came out on cassette, I don't think, but it was from the third tour that we did of the mainland in 97, so a bunch of tracks off that from different places.
Was that the one with Power Pellets on that same tour?
Yes.
I know you posted all those videos.
Yeah, so in 97 I had done a 2-week tour with Power Pellets and the Raymonds.
Oh, nice.
Where we went mostly West Coast, and then at some point, I think either at 2 weeks or after the first week, I'd have to go back and look, but Grapefruit joined us kind of halfway through what Power Pellets and Raymonds were doing. So all 3 bands did a week together.
Wow.
So Power Pellets Raymonds may have been a 3-week trip total, but once Power Pelts and Raymond's had to go back home. Then Grapefruit and I went out for like another 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Yeah.
On the road.
So yeah, it was a long trip. In total, between 3 different summers, we hit 26 states.
Wow.
So yeah, it was.
That's crazy, and that's 97.
That third one was 97. So
did you have a map?
Yeah, back then I literally would go to AAA and get printed maps.
There were no MapQuest either.
Yeah,
so.
and I'd use a highlighter to figure out the routes and stuff.
Did you use a ruler to scale? This is a 20-mile drive, calculating gas.
Mostly just kind of guesswork, but we did end up with some long drives based on necessity or whatever. But I mean, it was some of the best times of my life, some of the best memories ever. You know. So.
Yeah. Oh wow, tour with Grapefruit. Awesome. And it was just like four of you guys just on the road.
Basically, the one time my girlfriend at the time joined us, and one time a friend kind of volunteered to come along for the ride, and we said, sure, why not? But ultimately, nice as guy as he is, he got left at a bus stop somewhere like in Detroit because it was not working out well.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Wow. All right. And that was... was Dorkabilly Stew already on CD and like Study of like Grapefruit's first? Yeah,
so Study of Mumpishness actually was their second CD, and it, if I'm not mistaken, we picked it up in LA on that 97 tour.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they did a few shows without that album, and then... And mostly because of a shipping debacle. It was supposed to have been in Hawaii before they even left for tour, and it didn't. So we had to go to the pressing plant and get it ourselves and this kind of thing. But yeah, so 97 was supporting their second full length.
Nice. Oh, okay. And those were Second Guess records, right?
Yes.
From the guys from Zoinks.
Yeah, the drummer in Zoinks, Bob, he put those out. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. And that was from the very first tour in 95. They played a show at Gilman, and...
Right.
It was not a very well, some of those get packed, but it was not a very well attended show. But Bob happened to be in the audience, and that's what led to them getting signed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And thank you for bringing them. Like I got to see Zoinks in the Rhythm Collision show too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Those are some blasts from the past. Zoinks is the very first band that I ever brought to Hawaii, and that was for a show here at UH. They did Friday.
Center.
Yeah, they did Friday at Campus Center, and then I booked them as opener. Grapefruit and Zoinks were the openers for Green Day's first show in Hawaii, which happened out by Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. When was that?
That would have been February '96.
'96. So Dookie was still, or was it?
It was climbing the charts because actually the Green Day show got booked before it became a big hit.
Yeah.
And they were gonna play After Dark or World Cafe or whatever it was called at the time. But they got so popular that 3,000 capacity venue was too small.
Wow.
Yeah. So they moved it to a field by Pearl Harbor next to the stadium.
Oh, okay.
It's called Richardson Field. That's where Green Day played for the first and of only 2 times. Andrews Amphitheater show you mentioned earlier was the second time they played. And then they were only supposed to come one other time, but it would have been the same weekend as a festival was happening at Kualoa Ranch, so they didn't book it. And then they haven't been back since.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was so fun. I remember it was Nimrod was the new album, right? That they're playing. I remember the opening song was I forget the title. I know it's track 5 on Nimrod. But that was
I'm
really
terrible with track names, like you heard earlier. I can't remember by track name.
And I remember so after that show, I think Green Day was like playing on MTV, and I think Billy had like a Schofield shirt on. I was like, oh, okay, the military base. Okay, Billy. So that was a really fun show. Looking forward to Screeching Weasel.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one for sure. Another kind of a small club situation. They've never been here in their entire history,
crazy.
So.
And I like how it's all like outer island bands that are playing those shows.
Yeah, well, so that came about in part because, first and foremost, they don't get a lot of these shows over on their islands. But this is the highest price ticket that I can think of as far as something I've offered. And I don't like to do that, So I'm thinking, well, what can I do to make it more worth the money, right? And plenty of people have told me, don't worry about it. Screeching Weasel alone I would have paid even more than what you're asking, which is great, but it still doesn't make me feel comfortable, So, just clicked in my head. Why don't I invite some of these other bands to fly in? You're getting way more value for your dollar and this and that. Yeah. So, it was just important to me, and there's plenty of great local bands that do live on other islands. So this just seemed like a win-win.
Yeah. I know Minorities are going to play. I got to see them at Sailor Jerry 2023. Minorities, Square Shapes.
Yep, coming back from the dead.
From Kauai. Like, I've heard them because they have stuff on, there's this label in Canada, People of Punk Rock Records.
Right.
And I'm like, so a band like that on Kauai? Okay. Yeah. And then they're playing, so I'm like, yes, finally. El Sancho from Big Island.
Yeah. Cause of Affliction from the Big Island, yeah.
Yes. And I got to see, those at Sailor Jerry. Cause was last year, I believe. And then El Sancho was here for that Fear Fest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In 2023.
Yeah.
So that was nice. It's nice to see that these bands are, there's a scene on the other islands.
Yeah. And sometimes, they're even more... energetic than our own. Sometimes things here get a little jaded or a little stale even, and it's never never gone by any means, but
sure.
The level of support can vary, and the Neighbor Island shows, though, they have this high energy that reminds me of the older days here, so it's really great to see. And like I said, there's super talented bands. There's a couple other bands that are going to be part of that Screeching Weasel show, and should be a good time. Before all of that, though, before that show in February, before the birthday bash, there's a guy coming out. He's going to play it next door on 20th called Satsang. Really into positivity and kind of beachy, reggae-ish, kind of stuff. So that should be a good time. He's actually doing 3 islands, so Hilo, Maui, and Oahu are all going to get a visit.
You're all lucky, Maui.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm reminded of that because the ticket sales there are far exceeding the ticket sales here on Oahu. And I think it's just a kind of a supply and demand type of a thing. There's so many options here on Oahu, but not so much on the neighbor islands. So those shows are going to really do well.
Satsang.
Yeah.
Where's he from again?
That I don't quite know. A good friend of mine, Matt, he's the one who really spearheaded this trip for Satsang, and another performer, Sound Destroyer, and then David Lynn, which is a local guy. So he's the one who's really behind this. I'm just helping him out because he hasn't done this kind of thing much before. I would encourage people to go check it out. Satsang is the spelling.
Satsang, yes.
Yeah.
I saw that. Oh, nice, sweet. Okay, that's a lot of shows coming up.
Yeah, busy.
And the big ones. Oh yeah, just keep doing the Sailor Jerry. I'm never gonna stop going. That's the one thing the one big show I look forward to every year. So.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's gonna stop those from happening is if I get hit by a bus or just finally get too old. But I've got some pretty good Viking genes, so I think I'll be around a while.
The Raymond's reunion show, Sailor Jerry 2026.
Hey, I love doing a reunion show, and there's definitely lots of bands that I'm always at least bringing up the concept with if they're not approaching me about it. It's just sometimes it's really hard to get the stars to align.
Yeah, for sure.
But you never know. Some stuff that I thought would never happen has happened. So okay. Especially if anyone's listening, feel free to try to make it happen.
All right, more with Jason Miller in a moment after a brief message. Today's my love letter to one Jason Miller. Thank you for being in the studio.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And just a little bit of housekeeping. We've learned that Satsang is from Montana. So those of you keeping score at home. But yeah, you should definitely look into that if you're interested. Google has all kinds of information.
Backwash reunion, Sailor Jerry 2026.
Well, you know what? That's also been talked about.
Yep.
So yeah. I mean, I've said it before, but never say never. And again, the stars just haven't aligned. But you never know. I know at least a couple of members that don't live in Hawaii anymore. So that's one of the bigger obstacles. But as you saw recently, Red Session, even with multiple members not living here, they came back and had a great sold out show at Next Door. So
nice. And shout out to Johnny Random. He played guitar with.
Yeah, he jumped in to help out. Yeah, did a great job.
He was in here a few months back, and I told him, I was like, "Wow, I read Session, 86 list. Who else are you gonna jump in
right.
for?"
Yeah, he's perfect fill-in.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. So Sailor Jerry, 2026. 4 mainland bands. Oh. Like, I feel like you're gonna eventually have to make it a 2-day event, not including the pre.
Right, we always do the kickoff party. Yeah, just
show.
Since people are already here. But we did try one time. We did a third show when Bad Cop was out here. We took them over to Kona and did a show over there. But logistically speaking, it just was a little bit too much. So we haven't tried that again. But it could happen, especially if someone steps up and is like, "I'm going to fund it and I'm going to do some of the heavy lifting." But
okay, yes, because that's the thing, right? It's comes down to funding. I mean, with these.
And all of this, everything I've done since '95 has really been more of a labor of love than a revenue stream or any kind of source of income. I've certainly contributed a lot more to it than has come back out of it, but it's also at the same time there's some funding there to keep doing it, and I like to. So, like I said, unless I get hit by a bus, I'll keep it up.
What was it? Pennywise needs to come back. I know that. I remember there was that one. It was a really cool show. It was one summer, and I was back from Oregon, and I think the album was from the Ashes. It was a green cover, but it was Mr. Meaner, Generic, and Pennywise.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I saw Generic before Sailor Jerry. So,
yeah, that was at Pipeline Cafe.
Yeah. That was a really fun show. I remember Warren was like, "It's my birthday weekend. Everyone's invited." Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Really?" I was like, "Where is it?" Okay. But that was a really fun show. That was my first time seeing Mr. Meaner. And then Rolo and Generic was wearing the fishnet shirt. I was like, and they got a poster of that, like a blow up of that picture on in their practice room now. I think.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, so that was a really fun show. And things like Big Melee, like those need to big festivals. I think they should.
Yeah, well, that's a little tricky because you need permits and things that are harder than ever before to get because of different issues with congestion, traffic, parking, all that kind of stuff. What it does to the field at Waimanalo, for example, or the field, the grassy areas at Kualoa Ranch, all that kind of stuff. So, even Turtle Bay is experimenting here and there with some shows, but it's few and far between. Yeah, there's a bunch of big shows that happened up at Turtle Bay, so it's just harder to do than it was in the past. You know. And pricier. Everything has just gone up. It's unfortunate, but I can remember times where I could bring bands out here so cheap with airfare and room included, and those days are just gone.
Leaving Waimanalo though at night at 13 years old is a little scary.
It's an experience
because there's no lights on the field. You have to get on the street, and when you're on the street, there's only 2 lampposts. And I remember me and my friend were like, "We're hungry. Let's go to Jack in the Box, right?"
Yeah.
Nope, the line's going outside, and the bus ride all the way to Ala Moana. It's like, from Waimanalo, that was tough. That was an adventure. I think if we missed that bus, we would have had to wait hours in the I don't know, where's the payphone?
Right. Well, and that's part of why those festivals don't happen as much anymore, all those kinds of logistical issues.
Not safe. No, it was perfectly fine. But as long as there was a Burger King across the street, that was always a good time.
There you go.
Nice. I know you got to head out in a little bit.
Yeah, I've got to run pretty soon.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? I appreciate your time here so much. 808 shows, Hawaiian Express, Sailor Jerry, big part of everything I do and my connection to the scene.
Well, it's kind of you to say, and it's motivation for me to keep going. So, I appreciate it too. And, I've said before, like I can't do it without, people supporting and whatnot. So, it helps me do something I enjoy. So it's a mutual appreciation for sure. I can't really think of anything else to mention. There's always more information on social media accounts that I have and that kind of stuff. So, feel free to dig a little deeper into your own local scene and get out to, I'm certainly not the only person who does this either. So go out and support anything that's interesting to you, and it'll help fuel the next thing they've got going on, which I do have a lot of stuff in the works, just nothing that I'm ready to necessarily announce or get into detail, but all in good time. And like I said, all the more reason to follow on social media, because that's where I'll post it up usually.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jason Miller.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, Jason, 808 shows, Hawaiian Express, Records, Sailor Jerry Birthday Bash, and Festival, and of course, Satsang this week.
Yeah, coming up soon.
Yes, all right. More music for you here on KTUH FM. Keep it locked. I'm DJ Ledworks. This is Rumor Control. These are the facts. Today was my love letter to one Jason Miller. Thank you again for being on the show. I appreciate your time. I know we mentioned a bunch of shows coming up that he's putting on. The one, of course, the next one would be this weekend with Satsang. And, of course, full transparency, I stand to not benefit by mentioning any of these shows and his works. Just a heads up. Yeah. But once again, thank you to Jason Miller. I'm gonna play that Face to Face song, the one I was telling him about earlier. Of course, generic. They took a verse from that song, and I was telling Jason, I wonder if Mr. Orange Undercover accidentally wrote this song with their "Wasting My Time" track. So I'm gonna play Pastel by Face to Face, followed by that Mr. Orange Undercover song, which ends almost exactly the same. It's very similar. Not to say that they took it, but of course, bands like to pay tribute to their influences. I don't know if Face to Face is one of those bands, but maybe we'll see. But up next, this is Face to Face. Keep it locked to KTUH FM Honolulu. I got a little bit left for ya.
I don't want a game that I don't know how to play. Just go away. And I don't want to know how to play. Can I make it? Just go away. Yeah. And I don't want a game that I don't know how to play. Just go away. And I don't want to know how to play. Can I make it? Just go away. Don't you understand what the problems will that make it? Just go away. I don't want a game that I don't know how to play. Just go away. all day.